Hi everyone. Today we're going to see what we can do to save you some money on your air conditioning repair. In the last month or so, I've had two issues that came up with my air conditioning, and we're going to look at both of those today. Alright, whenever we're working with electricity and the air conditioner or any other electricity in the house, we want to make sure that we're being safe in what we do. That's always safety first. So come out here and check out your electrical panels. You probably have two, like we do. Your AC will always be on what's called double gang, which are these two poles here. They can be connected, sometimes it's just one, but you want to go ahead and make sure that you have that switch to the off position. Now we'll go over and take a look at the air conditioner unit. Alright, I've turned off the power to my AC unit through the breaker box on the side of my house. There's also, by the AC unit, you'll find your fuse box here. Your fuse box, if you go ahead and open that up, you'll see that it has this tab here. You can pull that out, and that disconnects your electricity to your air conditioning unit, okay? Now you can see that there's an on position there. This says on. If you flip it over the other way and reinsert it, it is in the off position. And some people do this during the winter. I haven't. I didn't know about that until just recently, so it's a new thing to me. I'll likely be doing that in the future, but it just takes away any possibility of electricity coming into your AC unit. So with that disconnected, I'm just gonna plop that on top there. With that disconnected, we can open up our AC unit, and I'll show you a couple of the problems that I've had fixed over the last couple months. Alright, I've got my cover off to my air conditioning unit here. Over the last month, I've dealt with the two most common problems when your air conditioning won't start, the fan won't start, or the blower won't start. So, or the compressor rather. So the first one that I had to deal with was this piece right here. It's called a capacitor. Now a capacitor, what it does is it stores up energy, electricity, to kickstart the motor for the compressor and get that going, and it also helps with the fan as well. But it stores that electricity. So even if there's no power running and we've turned off the power to this AC unit, there's still electricity stored there, so you don't want to touch it. That's critical to know. You can take rubber gloves and get a rubber handled screwdriver, and then you want to touch across the contacts up here from one contact to another, and then those two contacts and the contacts in the back. In my case, mine has 3 terminals there. Now, it was obvious to me that that was a problem. You can see this one's in really good condition, but it was obvious to me that that was the problem when I popped open my AC unit, because the top was bulging. If a capacitor bulges, then it's gone bad. And that being the most common issue in air conditioning units failing, that was the first place I looked, and I got another one, paid I think about $16 for it. Pulled one terminal off, or one wire off of one terminal, put it on the same one on the replacement, did the same over and over and over, popped out the old one, put in the new one, and flipped back on my AC, and it started working again perfectly. So that's the first place I would look if I were you. The second place is after you've checked your capacitor to see if it's bulging, and it might not be bulging. Another place that you want to look, and what I found in researching, is back in the fuse box here. This is another really common issue. So if you take off this cover, and it looks like mine might be missing a screw or some way to hold that in, but if you take off this cover, you'll see these two right here. That's a fuse and that's a fuse, and they look a little bit different from a car fuse or whatnot. Now what a fuse does is it's a little piece of wire inside of here that when it reaches a certain, I believe it's amperage, then that wire will break, okay? And once that wire breaks, then it stops the electricity from flowing into the unit. That means that it'll never overpower your unit. This will fail instead of more expensive components failing in your AC unit. Now, if I had known to check this, this would have saved me about $115 for the service call and to get these replaced. So I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to test your fuses and replace them. Alright, so here I've got the two old fuses that were in the unit. One of them had gone bad, the other still works, but we went ahead and had them replace the other one as well while our technician was out here. So these are the two old fuses that were in the unit, and I'm going to show you how to test whether they're working or not. First, you're going to need a multimeter, which measures electrical currents. And there's a setting on the multimeter here. If you turn it to this setting here, that has the little diode symbol and kind of these waves there. If you turn it on to that, that is a continuity checker, okay? OL is open line. It could mean something else, but that's the way I've always interpreted it. So you'll see that that says OL. If I take these two and I touch them together, you can hear that beep. And it'll show us some numbers there. But the beep means that you've got continuity, or that electricity is flowing from one node to the other node. Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it's there's a beep there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these fuses, and we're going to see if the wire snapped inside. Touching those together, oh, I've got continuity. You can hear that beeping in the background. And then I'm going to take my other one, and I'm going to press one side here and the other side there, and I've got nothing. No continuity at all. So that shows you that this fuse is completely dead. And had I just done that, I could have popped online and found a couple new fuses, put those in, and saved myself $150. That's how you fix the two most common problems with the air conditioner unit if it's not spinning. Remember, you check the capacitor, make sure that it looks good. If it doesn't, go ahead and replace it. Also, the fuses in the fuse box, get those replaced if the continuity check doesn't go through. So once you've got those replaced, everything looks good, go ahead and turn on your air conditioning unit by plugging in the fuse connector into the fuse box, and then also going back to the side of your house and flipping on the breaker. Hopefully that helped you. Hopefully it saved you some money. If it did, please like and subscribe and share this video with others so that we can save other people some money as well.